Tyrone Thomas said, "Do you guys feel like a heavy dose of the run game this week, especially with how Gus Bradley runs his defense?"
That should be the game plan every week with Jake Browning in there, a quarterback, to allow the offense to get it going. You do not change what took place on Monday night. You just don't. You need the offense to get into a flow of things. And this, I'm going to say this again: do not do what you did after the Niners game. That is not what you do. You go back to it. That's what made it work. That's what made Jake Browning get into a rhythm. I understand he had a great performance, but you have to add. It's all okay. If you've ever, like, growing up, I used to box. It was, you knock somebody out. A lot of people fall in love with that knockout shot. You've watched Conor McGregor. He comes out right away as a heat-seeking missile and throws that left down the straight, down the pipeline to try to knock you out. But when you do that, it's easy to forget what set that shot up. It could be your jab. It could be a hook. And for the Bengals, don't forget what allowed Jake Browning to have the game that he had, right? It's easy to fall in love with the numbers at the end of the day and say, you know what, we can kind of just let him go balls to the wall and throw the ball all over the field because we've got Jake Shiesty, is what I've seen people say. Don't fool yourselves, okay? Allow him to get into the game, run the ball, and then you'll have consistency. If the Bengals do not do that this week, I will be back on my soapbox and I'll be back yelling at Zach Taylor and Brian Callahan. Please, I don't want to yell.
I was trying to find some stats over here. I've been kind of quiet, trying to figure out, because I saw that question, and that's a good question because Colts traditionally with that defense have run a lot of too high, a lot of zone, a lot of kind of softer spots, dropping into zone coverage. That does lend itself to a little bit more of the run game, and I would definitely say that that's a good idea to try and lean on that if you're getting light box counts because of it. Especially since you don't have Darius Leonard there anymore, being a menace, and Shaq Leonard now as he goes by. But they do still have some good young pieces. They are still a very good coach team. But I definitely think that's a good strategy of running the ball, trying to get them and force them into maybe some one-high looks to then where you can take advantage of some shots with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, et cetera, down the field.
The mix between Joe Mixon and Chase Brown, that should never go away. Right. That, like, what we saw, that whatever that took place, whatever they needed to see.
Mixon never needed to be getting 95% of the carries anyways either, man. That's too rough for him.
That's almost too much for anybody.
Right. No running back needs that.